Hey, appreciate it's an honor to be asked to speak to you guys. One of the phenomenal leaders. I mean, I remember growing up in the business where I was a district leader, and then Brad would come to before he had crossed $1 million, way before he had crossed $1 million on income. I think he was at $500,000 in income or around there. And then Brendan Merton would invite him to come over to Utah and just share a little bit of their trips to Africa and all those cool things, the Brazilian World Cup and all the cool stuff, all the places they went, and just living the life. And I was like a district leader, said, man, one day I'm going to live that life. And now we get to be honored to just to speak and share a little bit of what we've done. We haven't arrived, we haven't done anything yet, but I believe we do have achieved something that can help other people to get on the right track, to get on the right path, that they can do it too, and hopefully inspire some of you guys in a way that you can increase your belief level in this business, in yourself, and really go for it and not let this opportunity pass you by. And so I'm going to share my screen here with you guys. So let me see here. Perfect. All right. So here you go. Awesome. So wanted to, it's going to come up. It's coming from Texas, so you got to hang tight. It's coming. But here we go. All right. So wanted to, of course, we couldn't be where we're at right now if we didn't have an incredible leadership team. And so these are some of our RVPs. We actually promoted 2 more, but we couldn't even get together now because of the corona, right? Because we needed to update our picture and with all our 6 RVPs, and so very, very exciting. I remember we came here to Texas. We were RVP making $100,000 a year, and then just 5 years later, we're NSD now crossing over 700,000. By June or July. And so I think it's an incredible opportunity. I'm going to share a little bit of what happened to us, what happened to our business, how we did it, and how's our mindset. Because I believe the mindset is everything. If you change your thinking, you change your life. And and the incredible opportunities that Primerica allows you. Primerica opens the door for you to hang around and see how successful people think, how they talk, how they act, how they do things, how they take advantage of the opportunity, how they see their vision and so you're able to do that. Because I remember being at a job. I mean, I was hanging out with a bunch of broke people that that was making the same as me, or maybe a quarter more an hour than me, right? I mean, so it's not like you get to hang out and get to see and get to rub shoulders with people that are successful, that can help you become successful if you start thinking the way they think. And so Primerica opened the door, right, to an opportunity, an amazing opportunity like that. I don't think sometimes we take for granted that we get to be mentored. We get to be mentored by people that are already successful, people that already paved the way, that are going to teach you how to do it. And it's going to allow you to increase your income just by rubbing shoulders with them, because whoever you hang around with, you become. And so if you hang around with a bunch of broke people, you're about to be the next one, right? And so the key here is this power of association. So I'm going to go over here. My wife and I, we're national sales director. We can't believe it, right? I mean, it's just, it's something that happens automatically when you just focus, when you're working hard, when you're putting your people at first, and really working the business how it needs to be worked. I think a lot of us sometimes, we work Primerica like we're already a multi-million-dollar earner, and we already have all this money saved up, and we don't put a lot of time and effort to it. And so versus, putting all you can right now for a short period of time, and your life can change, right? Because you and I know 100 grand isn't enough, right? That doesn't cover anything. I was just talking to this other person. I was like, man, 100 grand, that doesn't even cover my American Express card, for the year. And so, I cannot live with 100 grand anymore. And so, that's why we're in Primerica. Because there's no limit on your income, right? So when I got in Primerica, what got excited in me, it was this, right? I was a 19-year-old kid. I'm an immigrant. I'm from Brazil. I was only 4 years in this country, and I joined Primerica. And I only thought that there was only one way of earning income. You show up, do your work, and they give you a check. And that was my understanding about money. Just so you guys know, I didn't grow up with a wealthy family. I didn't grow up with family that owns businesses or that fought in businesses and had a business mindset. My parents worked hard and they were self-employed, but they always worked hard. But I didn't know about business. I thought, hey, my parents work hard. They show up to work. They do their work. They get paid, right? They charge their clients. And so I decided to do the same. And so when Primerica offered me this opportunity and they say, hey, Igor, did you know there's multiple ways you can earn income? I was like, wow. I never heard of that. What is that? What do you mean? Well, yeah, there's different ways you can make income. Yeah, I mean, the only way I know how to make income is either if you go sell drugs or if you work at a regular job. You know, is there other ways legally you can make money? Yes. And so, of course, all you guys probably have seen this, so I'll fly through this. But, you know, first way is become an employee. Where you have a job, you've got to trade your time for money. Right? On your way to work, you're not making money. On your way back home, you're not making money. You're only making money when you're trading your hours of the day for money. When you're on the clock, you make money. When you're out of clock, you don't. And so there's nothing wrong being an employee. It's just one way of earning income. If you're happy with your income, then great. If you're not happy with it, and you feel like, you know what, I can definitely use some extra money, then definitely let's take a look at the second one. Second one is being a self-employed, right? Becoming a specialist. Just like a doctor, a lawyer, a dentist, a chiropractor, a real estate agent, a salesperson, a hairstylist. I mean, they all great. They can be great in what they do in that area that they become specialized on, and they can make a lot of money. However, the moment they stop working their business, then their income stops. And so they only make money whenever they're working. So if a doctor gets sick and they don't work for 3 or 4 months, then they make no money. If a hairstylist don't go cut hairs, or if a real estate agent don't make they make no money. And so it's very limited on how much you can earn by working by yourself, right? So I understood that, and I was like, okay, I got this. Now, they told me about being a business owner. The third way of earning income was you can become a business owner and have leverage. What do you mean? I didn't even know what leverage is. I didn't even know what that meant, right? I was like, what the heck does that leverage mean, right? And so leverage is when you got other people working with you in a system that's proven, like a Primerica system, that allows people to run into the system and run the business. And regardless if you get out of bed or not, you're making money. So instead of you working and trading time for money, now you have people working with you. So then not only you make money when you work, but you also make money when your business works. And so you definitely end up with a lot more money and a lot more capital at the end of the day. And so, and then you can become an investor, right? An investor, you got money working for you, right? Now, can you be an employee and be an investor? Yes, it just takes probably will take you more time to do it because of your limited income if you have a job, because the job doesn't pay as much as you being a successful business owner. And so when you become a successful business owner, you have a lot more leverage, right? A lot more capital that left over. You pay all your bills and you still got 20, 30, 40 grand left. You're like, oh, Jill, what am I going to do with all this money? I'm not going to spend it all. I'm not going to be that dumb, right? Because if I'm going to spend it all, I'm going to be as broke as somebody making $50,000 a year. So I'm going to save it. I'm going to invest it. I'm going to be able to have more money to make more money. And that's what I was like, wow, I get it. And so, you know, if you ask anybody, say, hey, which side did you pick, left or right? No brainer, right? Everybody wants to be on the right side, being a business owner, you know, regardless if they show up or not, they still make money. They become an investor, now they have money working for them. Because let's be honest, all of us already learned how to pay interest. Now it's time how to learn how to earn interest, right? And how to teach our generations and our business how to become wealthy in this country. And so there's only two ways you can really be wealthy in this country, is having people working for you or money working for you. Those are the only two legal ways of really becoming wealthy in this country. And so if you don't have people working for you and you don't have money working for you, then we're in trouble. Then you really got to get this Primerica business going because it's going to change your life. And so let's be honest. Why most people don't go from the left side to the right side? Well, here are a few reasons why, in my personal opinion. It may not be your personal opinion, but my personal opinion, 3 reasons why. Well, sometimes people think that's too much risk. They got to leave the comfort of their job and then start a business, right? And then go in business for themselves. And then it takes a lot of risk and cross their fingers. Hopefully it's going to work and start something that they have no idea, that they never worked and never thought about it, financial services and all that stuff. Too much risk. Number two, they don't have enough money. You see, it takes a lot of money to get the business started, but not only that, it takes a lot of cash flow and reserves to keep the business moving, right? To keep the business open. Your doors will remain open for at least 2 to 3 to 5 years until you are profitable enough. And hopefully, cross your fingers, you don't run into a pandemic right on you open up a business. And which is definitely can slow the process of you growing and becoming profitable and really turning out into having to close your doors and lose everything. And so a lot of risk, not too much money to get started. People don't have that kind of capital, or they just don't know how, right? Nobody ever sat down with them and said, look, this is how you run business for yourself. This is how you do it. This is how you market. This is how you grow it. This is how you become profitable. Nobody taught. No, this is like a taboo, right? Outside, they don't want you to know how it works, because if you go in business for yourself, then you're not going to be the best employee of the month for them, and you're not going to be able to profit for them anymore. And so they don't want to teach you how to be in business for themselves. But what if this? What if Primerica and this leadership, by the way, you guys, Brad Gerard and the leadership of this team, you guys have the best leadership team in all Primerica. Incredible leaders, incredible example, role models, people that are willing to work hard with you day and night, side by side, in the trenches. I mean, if you want to go in battle with somebody, you got definitely go in battle with a team like that, with a leadership like Brad Gerard and his team. I mean, it's an incredible opportunity. Now, what if you do with this one thing? What if Primerica eliminates all those 3 main reasons why people don't go in business for themselves? Right? Eliminates the risk. You don't have to start. You don't have to quit your job and go full time and leave the comfort of your job. Start at your own time. You don't have to put hundreds of thousands of dollars to get started, your whole lifetime savings, and cross your fingers. Hopefully this is going to work. Hey, there's no large capital to get started. And then number 3, we're going to teach you how to do it. As long as you are coachable and you want to learn, we can teach you how to become successful. And so you look at top franchises in America. Dunkin' Donuts, like number 1 ranked out of 500. It takes $400,000 to $1.6 million to own one of them. Now, do you have to love Dunkin' Donuts to be able to own one of them? No, you don't, right? Taco Bell came in number 2, $500,000 up to $3 million just to own a franchise, depending, I guess, on the location of the real estate price. But do you have to love their tacos to own a Taco Bell? No, you don't. You don't have to love McDonald's to own a franchise. You don't have to love Baskin-Robbins to own one of their franchises, or Pizza Hut, which will cost you like $500 to $2 million to own one of them. Look, guys, I didn't have the money here. I like them, but I did not have the money to invest in a proven business like that to generate me an income. And by the way, if you have a business like that, they cap you at a certain amount of income. And in order for it, the only way that you can increase your income is by owning more franchises and investing more into them. And so, but the fact of the matter is that you don't have to love, UPS store to own a UPS store, or a Planet Fitness to own a Planet Fitness, or a Great Clips to own a Great Clips. What's the point here? You don't have to love financial services in order to own a financial service brokerage firm that helps thousands and thousands of families make a significant impact in their lives, and you change your life in the process. You don't have to love it. And here's their secret. You don't have to be an expert in it either. Just like, let me prove your point. Do you have to be a mechanic to drive a car? No. Do you have to be a computer technician to operate a computer? No. Do you have to be an electrician to turn on your lights? No. You don't have to be a super duper financial advisor, that knows all the tricks and knows all the stuff about the market in order to learn and have a business that helps people and pays you a ton of money. And so you don't have to love Primerica. You don't have to love financial services, but just grasp on the opportunity that can change your life in the process of helping other people change their life. And so I remember when I was a 19-year-old kid, I started Primerica. You know, we got to RVP 3 years later, started making over $100,000 a year at age 23, right? Got our ring, got really excited about our ring. Now we got 6 diamonds on this big boy, ready to fill some more, right? And so, you know, when we were living in Utah, we bought our house. And then my wife says after 6 months, hey, I think we need to move. I don't think this is the place that we're going to really plant our flag. And I was like, what? We just bought the house. What are you talking about? Like, we just put like 30, 50 grand into the backyard to pimp it up and have our team over. And what do you mean? Yeah, I don't think this is it, Igor. You know, so 6 months down the road, guess what? You know, we end up moving. They say happy wife, happy life. So I'm a coachable man. And so he say, you know what the heck? I'm tired of the snow. I'm tired of the cold. You know, let's go to a warmer place, right? And so we ended up moving to Texas, guys, and our life completely changed. I mean, we were okay. We were comfortable in Utah, right? We knew everybody. We had a big clientele, a lot of referrals. People were coming, you know, to us. We didn't have really to go out there much. We're making $100,000, $150,000 a year. We thought that was enough. And, you know, actually, at least at that time, right, which is a lot better than I was making my full-time job. And so, but then we moved to Texas. We're like, you know what? Let's start fresh. Let's keep everything we got for the next 5 to 6 years. Let's do something gigantic. And we just got to work. So we came to Texas. In our first 30 days, and I'm going to show you guys how we did it, how we got to Texas, knowing nobody, no friends, no family, no relatives, not even a Facebook friend. And in the first 30 days in business, it was just my wife and I. We got to Texas. We didn't own a house or anything like that in Texas, so we rent a hotel for 2 weeks and until we can find a house to rent. And then also, you know, figured out where the office was going to be, right? Because I need to open up the office. And so we opened up. We bought into we leased it. Something that's called executive offices. You know, it's like. You know, it's like a big company that rents the whole floor and then divide into little rooms, and everybody can rent each individual room. And so you can have an office. And so they had like a little conference room. And I saw this conference room. I was like, hey, you know what? This is not like a super big room that we can fit a lot of people in, but that's something we can start. And so this was the conference room where we started, that they allowed us to use it after the evenings when everybody had left. Right, all the employees that left, going back to work, I was like showing up. All right, let's run our training. Let's get these people excited. And so our first meeting, guys, it was my wife and I and two other couples. And we were telling them how big they're going to be, how awesome this company really is, because we were telling them on the vision on how we would just arrive in Texas. You can be part of this wave, this movement, and we're going to change the industry. We're going to change your life. And we start selling them the picture, the dream, and everything else. And our first month in Primerica here in Texas, we recruited 7 directs. 7 directs. And from there, 4 of them quit right away. Some of them quit right, like they signed up by the time they got to the parking lot. And they were texting me back, hey, can I get a refund? I don't think this is for me. Or let me think about it. Don't process my application yet. And I was like, dude, too late. We already submitted, right? Ask for the refund, you know? And so, you know, so we got that out of the way. But then 2 or 3 people, they really decided to stick with us. And we started, you know what? If we get 2 or 3 people started, it only takes 2 or 3, right? It doesn't take 10,000 people to get big in Primerica. It only takes a good 2 to 3 good leaders, good people to buy into your vision. And then, boom, you can explode in this business. And so, you know, we started to train some people, and then we started doing the 3 by 3,000, right? Hey, let's get you 3 by 3,000. Let's get your district leader promotion. The benefits of doing that is by you completing your training and getting your license. Primerica is going to pay for everything. We're going to start you as a district leader, and you're going to be soon to become a trainer, which the trainers have the best positions in Primerica. They never have to knock a single door. They never have to cold call people, and they make the most money. So I'm going to help you become a trainer so you never have to knock doors or cold call people or buy any leads on the internet. After, you know, people that have, you know, it's like you call those leads and, you know, like 20,000 people already have called them. They're selling them to you again. So don't worry about any of that crap. We're going to teach you how to run a profitable business, a duplicatable business that other people can see it, watch you do it, learn it, and start doing it. And so we started doing it, and then guess what? You know, within about 30, 45 days, we had so many people in that little room. We were feeding like 25 people. Like first was only like 10 chairs, right? And then we had to go to Costco to buy some folding chairs, put it around, because then we cannot fit in just in the conference room. And check this out, guys. I was so naive. I never did this. Like when I became an RVP, the office was already open. I just paid the rent, and that was it, right? And so when I came to Texas, I mean, I got this room, but I forgot that in Texas, at 5 p.m., 6 p.m., they turn off the AC to save energy. And so that room, it was freaking hot. And you put like 30 people in a small room, it gets even hotter. And not only that, in certain part of Texas, like at least in the big business areas and, nice areas, the buildings, they charge you $5 to park. And so all my guys, not only they came to a training that they were hot, we had to put fans and everything, but they had to pay $5 every time they came to training, to park inside the building. And but they did it anyways. Winners find a way, losers find an excuse, right? And so we found a bunch of winners that wanted to win. And then, in about 12 months from there, we had, actually 6 months from there, we were doing about 30 by 30,000. And then 6 months later, all my two other RVPs, they were one of them in Dallas, one of them in Utah. They said that they see that we built a 30 by 30 base shop in less than 6 months from scratch. And they said, man, we're gonna go to Houston and join you guys. We're gonna do this together. And then now we have, we had an event with like 400 people in the room, and it was only like 12 months in the business here in Texas. And so, your life can change like that. It's an explosion. It's not like you're going to grow, this year I'm going to grow 5%. And next year I'm going to grow another 8%. No, you're going to explode this thing out if you do it right. If you start buying into the 3 that gets 3, that gets 3. Locking them in, getting their 3 by 3,000 and selling them the opportunity. Say, look, the biggest thing that you're going to get as you complete your training and get off to a fast start, number one, you're going to get a lot of knowledge. You're going to get a lot of experience. And I'm going to help you build a team. Because let me ask you a question, John and Mary. If I can help you assemble a team or build a team within the next 90 days that generates you $2,000 to $3,000 in passive income without you having to show up, how fast can you put me in front of 10 people? People get excited about that. Wait a minute. 2 to 3 grand, 4 grand a month without me having to do the work, without having to show up. They start like, okay, what's in it for me? What's in it for me? Well, that's what's in it for you. I'm going to help you build a team. I'm going to help you build a business. And that within 30 to 90 days from now, you're going to have a few people working with you. And regardless if you help a client or not, regardless if you get out of bed or not, you're making money. And so if I can help you build a passive income of $2,000 to $3,000 to $4,000 a month within the next 90 days or so, how fast can you put me in front of 10 people? And they're like, fast. All right, great, let's get started. Boom. And we got started. We started taking people off to a fast start. And so because I tell people, I say, look, if you were going to build a team, would you rather do it all by yourself? I ask people this. I say, look, if you are going to have a business that helps a ton of clients, and would you rather do it all by yourself or with a team? And everybody says with a team, right? Because they think like a team. Now, most people think, well, I don't want to recruit nobody. But if they say, hey, would you rather do it by yourself or with a team? Everybody wants to do it with their team. And so recruiting is just like an automatically thing, right? We got to recruit. We got to build you a team. So then you can enjoy the passive income. Don't you want the passive income? Yes. Well, great. Let's build you a big team, and you're going to get to that passive income. And so, I remember our first month here in Texas, we made like $13,000, in cash flow our first month. And, a lot of it came from the business that we already had in Utah. We had 2 RVPs already, and in our base shop that was in Utah. And because I wrote one sale that month. I was moving. We arrived in half of March. We didn't have an office. We didn't have a house, right? We didn't have anything. All we had was a car. And so we made 13 grand that month without having to do much work. But then we got to the work, right? And then we like, you know what? Let's grind this thing out. Let's go get 10 directs our first month. 10 directs, we'll get this thing going. And then we fell short. We ended up at 7. But out of those 7 directs, guys, we promoted two RVPs. Now we have actually 6. We promoted 4 total. But out of those 7 directs, we promoted 2 RVPs and then 2 more that are popping this year. Out of those 7 directs, you know, some people quit, some people let us go on the tap rooting and everything else. And then we went over, we became on NSD, SVP, NSD, and so on. And so, but check this out. 5 years later, you know, we went from making $13,000 a month to last, well, actually March and April. So back to back, March and April, Primerica paid us over $62,000. Now, you know, for a 19-year-old kid that flipped hamburgers at Wendy's, that didn't know anything about money and finances, getting paid 39 times when before I only got paid twice in a month, that's incredible. It's an incredible life. It definitely changed our lives as well as it changed other people's lives, because it's, you know, the money that we make is only the reflection of the people that we're able to help achieve success or achieve financial independence. And so we got to understand, where does the money come from? And let's see here. I just want to make sure I'm not taking the time. How much time, Brett? How much time do I have?
We only have another 6 hours, so go ahead.
All right, man. All right, good. So let's talk about it. So where does the money come from, right? If you think about it, money comes from personal sales or team overrides. I mean, Primerica pays you whenever you turn in a client. Whenever you bring in a check, send a check to Primerica, Primerica sends you a bigger check. And so that's where the money comes from. Well, where do the sales come from? Well, it comes from kitchen tables or Zoom meetings, right? Meeting with folks, meeting with husband and wife, or, you know, people that have kids, right? Maybe a single mom or so. You know, it comes from meeting with them. Where do those meetings come from? Well, it comes from people you know, right? Your warm market, your referrals. You know, 95% of my appointments comes from training people. And so, like I said, being a trainer, you get the best positions in Primerica. You never have to knock a door. You never have to cold call people. You don't even have to call in and set up an appointment, and you're making the most money. Trainers are the ones that make the most money because they have unlimited amount of appointments to go on, because now they're training other people how to get their 3x3,000, how to become a district, how to get their license. And Primerica, the secret is this: Primerica pays you good income by helping clients with the services. Primerica pays you a great income by training and developing leaders to help more people with their services. And not only that, now you start owning your own business within a business, utilizing Primerica's multi-billion-dollar infrastructure. And so check this out. You sell the services, you're working for Primerica. You build a business, Primerica is now working for you. And so I didn't get that in the beginning. I was like, man, I was selling, I was making money, but I didn't have a team. But then I was like, man, I always got to sell to make money, Primerica. And all these people now, they're making the money. They don't have to sell anything. And so, well, you know, what am I doing wrong? Well, I wasn't building a team. I wasn't training people. I wasn't developing leaders. I wasn't duplicating other people to do exactly what I do. And then I cotched on, right? And say, you know what? I'm going to start doing that. I'm going to start teaching other people to do what I do. And so now I went from instead of me working for Primerica, I now have Primerica working for me. And so just another way of thinking for you guys out there that are listening to me right now, and I appreciate your time listening to me. And hopefully this makes sense. So now, of course, before you get to those few training appointments, you got to sit down with your new recruit and do orientation with them, like a fast start planner. You know, let them know how you're gonna turn all this plan into action, right? How you're gonna go change your life. What are the first steps? You know, make it very simple, very easy. You know, hey, the first step is this, second step is this, third step is this. So let's start with the first step. Boom, 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 right? And so now, before you do new recruit orientations, well, you got to recruit some people. Before you recruit some people, you got to do some interviews, meet with them, Zoom, Starbucks, whatever, at their house, right? Kitchen table. Maybe you did a client and now you're recruiting the client on the back end, or you recruited and now they're becoming a client. Whatever it is, some people ask, well, what do you do first, the sell or the recruit? I was like, it doesn't matter. I mean, sometimes the sell, sometimes the recruit. Whatever comes first, recruits brings you sales, sales brings you recruits. If you're doing it the right way, if you're recruiting people, you're training them, you're helping them to get their bonus and their license. Well, sales are going to happen automatically. And if you're selling, if you're helping clients with their financial needs, Well, everybody wants to make more money. They already own the product. So why not turn your client into a business partner instead of them referring you clients and you go make all the money? Mary and John, how about you come and work with me? Instead of you referring me to clients, I go make all the money. How about we make money together? Which one of those two sounds more interesting to you? Oh, let's make money together. Great. Boom, we're in business. And so it comes from, recruiting comes from either interviews, kitchen tables, social media, whatever you're using. But at the end of the day, you don't get in front of somebody unless you open your mouth, unless you prospect, unless you make new friends, unless you expand your friendship and the people you know. At least the people can say hi to you. You know, they kind of put a face on you. Maybe they've seen you a couple times at the gym, maybe at the taking a walk at the neighborhood, you know, saying hi to the neighbor, whatever it is. Prospecting is just really letting people know what you do with an intention of sitting down and putting all the cards on the table. So it's that small conversation that leads to a bigger conversation. And guess what? That's where work begins. You see, most people want to make the money, but they forget the process of making the money. You see, the process of making the money, the first step is you got to say hello to some people. And if you had ran out of the people you know, well, you definitely can know more people. Look, I know that every person you know now, at one point, that person was a stranger to you. So you became friends. And so you can make new friends. You're going to make new friends the rest of your life. Might as well capitalize on the opportunity and be able to change your life while changing other people's lives. And so let's be honest, in the beginning, 100% of your income comes from you. And but the ultimate goal is that 100% of your income comes from your business. So you don't have to be on the treadmill for the rest of your life. Your people don't have to be on the treadmill for the rest of your life. This business, this Primerica business, if we do it right, it's meant to be you get it in and then you build it and then you stay in, but then you not have to do everything all the time because now you have leaders doing it with you. And then now you have a team, so now you can achieve a lot more. And then so regardless if you help a client or not, you have the freedom. And the goal is to teach them how to do what you did. And then with that, the business grows. And so guys, starting a conversation, I believe that every single one of us, we're great at conversations. Whenever the conversation's already started, we can keep it going, right? But in my personal opinion, and I see my team, the biggest hurdle here, the biggest thing they got to overcome and learn how to do is how to start a conversation. Because to start a conversation is uncomfortable. Yes or no? Right? It is very uncomfortable to say, start a conversation with somebody new that you don't know. And so once you start a conversation, it's kind of very, very easy to keep it going, keep the questions, going and getting to know them. And so we just, build scenarios like this. We just go around our training and say, hey, all right, John, all right, give me a scenario. Okay, what would you say to somebody like that? And then he'll get creative and he'll say something, right? The key here is breaking the ice. Nobody's going to give you the attention. You got to catch their attention. Well, Igor, but how are you doing now with, social distancing and all that stuff? They say, look, the same thing. In social media, nobody's going to give you the attention. You got to catch their attention. Either by doing something, private messaging them and catching their attention or whatever, right? And so, but I truly believe that the human touch, face-to-face, I still go out and grab some food and go to places and stuff like that to grab some stuff, and I still prospect everywhere I go. And so every time you see different scenarios like that, your mind's got to be sharp. It's got to be on point of what to say and how to strike a conversation and break the ice and catch that person's attention. Igor Roque says, in Primerica, we disturb, we educate, and we build relationships. And so we disturb people by catching their attention, and then we educate them about money and how to get ahead financially. And then we build relationships and we build a great business together. And so, somebody dressing sharp like the gentleman on the right. I said, man, that's a nice suit. You're looking sharp. Do you work in sales? And he says, yes, great. What kind of sales you do? Well, I do this. If he says, no, I don't work in sales. Oh, great. So what do you do? Oh, I work at XYZ company. Oh, awesome. Does it allow you to build any residual income? Oh, no, not at all. Oh, really? Oh, great, man. Hey, and boom, and we exchange numbers, right? And I will not talk about Primerica. I'll talk about residual income, passive income, allowing you to, you know, build, have an increased income. And, you know, people want to either make more money, they want to have more time. If they're already making a ton of money, they have no time. And so you talk about having more time, then you win. Now, people that they have a lot of time, but they don't make enough money, then you talk about making more money. And those are the two things. Money and time is the two most important things people want in life, besides being healthy, right? Besides having a great relationship with their spouse and kids and God and everything else. But I'm talking about financially speaking, money and time is what people want. And Primerica gets you both. And so the secret of growing your business. Here we go. Boom. Open your mouth, right? Your mouth is closed, your business is closed. Your mouth is open, your business is open. You see, when I was growing up when I was growing up and when I got a job, I always heard, hey, talk less, do more, right? In class, my teacher told me, hey, you need to talk less, you need to do more. At my job, my boss would tell me, you need to talk less, you can do more. Hey, stop talking, do more. In Primerica, is the opposite. You see, we've been brainwashed. Talk less, do more. Talk less, do more. Our entire life. Our parents maybe have told us that. Our teachers have told us that. Our boss, our managers have told that. If you'd like to talk, right? In Primerica, is the opposite. You talk more, you do less. You talk more, meaning you train and develop a business, leaders in your business, and then eventually you get into a position where you don't have to do as much, right? You can talk more and do less. So how exciting this thing is, right? So that's a way of reprogramming your mind there, because let's be honest, you're not going to become a superstar in Primerica and achieve all your goals and dreams being a secret agent. Nobody knows who you are. Nobody knows what you do. No, you're not marketing to anywhere. Nobody knows what you stand for. You know, and I tell people, look, I don't, you know, maybe you're not buy, you know, like Hart Williams used to say, maybe you're not going to buy from me. Maybe you're not going to join me, but at least you know what I stand. You know, and so that's what Art Williams used to say all the time. You're not going to buy from us, you're not going to join us, but at least you know where we stand. And so, you know, Mark Sharp said this at last convention. He says, someone out there was born to do Primerica. Our job is to find them. And, you know, and I truly believe that there's a ton of people out there that was born for Primerica, and they're going to join something. They're going to join your business or somebody else's business. And so if we talk to them, we have more chances of them joining your business and changing their lives and having a legit business, because there's a lot of Scooby-Doo business out there, let's be honest. A lot of Mickey Mouse out there in the marketplace, you know, kumbaya, overnight success, that's just bull crap, brainwash a ton of people. Nobody out there really has a legit business, a professional, bulletproof business. No matter if the market is up, down, flat, your business is thriving. Primerica does good when the market is good. Primerica does even better when the market is bad. And so, you know, think about this, guys. The airplane takes off at about 180 miles, depending on the airplane. You know, water boils at a 212. And so, and your Primerica business takes off at 10. And I think, you know, Joel Ward, $1 million earning Primerica, said in one of the conventions, says leaders come in groups of 10. And I was like, let me internalize that a little bit. Leaders comes in group of 10. What does that mean? Well, it means that when you start doing over 10 business partners in your team, not just by yourself, it's like you get 3 and you go help your 3 get 3, that's already 12. So it's not like, you know, it's not like rocket science. It's not like super, you got to be like, you know, work 24/7 to get that. It's just you get 3 and you go help 3 get 3. So that's 12. And so the moment you do over 10, then you start having more traction. Then you start having more speed. Because if you don't, it's like putting the water and expecting it to boil at 200 degrees. It's never going to boil at 200. It boils at 212. Or you're expecting your plane to take off at 100 miles an hour. It's never going to take off at 100 miles an hour. It needs more speed. You're going to run out of the runway, and you're going to have to turn it over and turn it around, go and start over all over again. And so in business, whenever you do anything less than 10, then it's kind of like you're spinning around. You're getting to the end of the runway, but you don't have enough speed, you don't have enough traction, and your business can't take off because you're doing less than 10. Now 10, at least here in our hierarchy, 10 means that about 20 to 30% of our people gets licensed in our team. And so we know that out of 10, 2 or 3 are going to get licensed. And then next month, another 10, 2 or 3 are going to get licensed. And then pretty soon, 6 months down the road, you have, a good 10, 15, 20 people that are licensed in your business or more. And then now you have a business that's running, that's generating you 2 to 3 to 4,000 in passive income, and you are on your way to RVP. And so guys, here's the reality, right? Here's the truth. We recruit somebody that's brand new, and they get all excited about the business. They recruit their friends and their mamas and everything else, and everybody gets excited. And so they get off to a fast start. They get licensed. They get the district leader promotion. They start making some personal sales. They make some money, and and then they get all the recognition. They're fired up. They're excited. And let's pass their life forward 90 days down the road. Sometimes what happened to me and what happens to some people in Primerica, maybe not everybody, but a lot of them. And so, they find a cliff, right? And they were going, blowing and going, and then they got distracted and something happens. And what happens? Well, maybe their team quit, right? Maybe now their team, people don't quit Primerica, they just stop showing up, right? And so they're not showing up, they're not plugging into Zoom trainings, they're not showing up to the office or the regular trainings we all run, right? And so, and then now they get their hot market, and maybe 90 days down the road, their hot market is gone, right? And so they kind of really talk to a lot of people already, and their frustration starts kicking in, right? Can I really do this? Am I really built for Primerica? Does God really want me here? They start getting frustrated, and doubt starts kicking in their head, and other people and other negative thoughts starts renting space in their thinking, in their mind, and then sometimes end up quitting, right? And that happens because they get frustrated because, let's be honest, our skill set in the beginning of our career is very low. And our frustrations is very high because we want to become successful so bad, but we're frustrated because we're not very skilled. You see, Primerica is not a talent company, folks. Primerica is a skill set company, not a talent set company. And so you don't win with talents here, you win with skills. And skills can be learned. Everything we do can be learned. The way you talk, the way you present, what you do, the information, the knowledge, how to do Primerica, everything is teachable in Primerica to the coachable person. And so, but let me tell you what happens here. Either you're going to quit, or your new recruiter is going to quit, or you're going to find a champion. Because that's where champions are truly born in Primerica. Not when they get in and 30 days from now they're kicking butt. Yeah, that's a leader, that's a champion, that's exciting, that's a superstar in the making. But a champion is really born in the valleys. When things starts going south and they start seeing those challenges and hurdles and things that stuff doesn't go their way, and they got to get some negative feedback, and they get criticized by their family and friends, and maybe they get a chargeback here and there, maybe somebody quit here and there, and to test it to see if they're going to be mentally tough to hang around until they have a business. And so champions are born in the valleys. Now, don't get me wrong. Enjoy the peaks, right? Enjoy the peak, but learn from the valley. And then when you get to the valley, you learn from it. You don't beat yourself in the head with it. Like Bill Whittle says, you don't use your past as a hammer and beat yourself up. You use your past as a book. So you can reread it, learn it, remind yourself, and don't make the same mistake. And so I see true champions coming up in our organization when when things are not going their way, but they respond different. They react different. They continue to have their chin up, they pop their chest, and they have a positive attitude and a positive thinking, and they continue to take massive action, 10x levels of action. And how do you get out of the valley, Igor? Well, there's only one way, baby. You got to recruit your ex, and you got to drive deep. That's it. There's no really top secret in Primerica. You got to go find somebody that want to do this business with you, and then you got to help them build a team, and then you continue to find other directs and help them build a team, and then you get directs and you drive deep. That's how you start getting out of the valley. And so, Willie and Lorena Naranjo do an incredible job right now. Dear friends of ours have taught us a lot of stuff. And he says, look, in last convention, he said, Perfection is the enemy of a big and successful business. What do I mean by that? Now, that doesn't mean you should not get better and you should do sloppy stuff. No, I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is this. Don't wait until you know everything to do anything, because you're never going to do anything. And so there's a lot of smart people here in this Primerica business. And then, and the biggest mistake I see is that people are trying to learn everything before they do anything. They never get to do anything, and then they never get to change their lives. And so you don't have to be perfect to do this business. You will learn it in the process, and you will get better. And let's be honest, the best way of learning how to swim, well, jump in the water, right? And so let's jump in the water. Let's make a few mistakes. Let's get this thing going, because that's the only way you're going to learn. And so, Art Williams used to say, you can mess up in this business all you want. You can fail as much as you can, as long as you don't do anything out of compliance, anything crazy that your license gets suspended or revoked. Then you can mess it up. You can fail as much as you can, but you cannot stop doing this one thing. If you stop doing this one thing, your business, you're out of business. You get washed out of business in Primerica. One thing, what's that one thing? It's called setting up an appointment. You see, if you want to get trained, set up an appointment. If you want product knowledge, set up an appointment. If you want to get excited about your business, go set up an appointment. If you want to make more money, go set up an appointment. If you want your bonus, set up an appointment. If you want promotion, addition to division or regional RVP, and promote some RVPs, well, you definitely need to set up some appointments and teach your people how to set up an appointment. And so setting up an appointment, you cannot stop doing that. That's the only one thing that if you stop doing that, then your business is gone. And so now that doesn't mean you're going to have to set up an appointment for the rest of your life. No, remember that. We're in the business of building and helping other people do it, and then teaching them how to do it. And then, of course, you don't have to do it for the rest of your life and be on a treadmill for the rest of your life. And that's what Primerica was built for. And so now, we talk about every time we talk to our team to say, what are the daily results that really impact your business? It's closing a sale, a recruit, a policy, a licensed agent, 3 presentation, or 10 new contacts. Maybe you're doing it through social media. Maybe you're doing it in person. Maybe it's a combination of 2. Whatever it is, you got to be creative. You got to reinvent yourself, and you got to have focus on the things that provide you results. And so, because let's be honest, we can be very busy doing nothing. And we can be very busy in Primerica on things that don't really get closer to our goals and dreams, don't really bring results. So recruiting somebody, a policy, somebody getting licensed, 3 presentations, 10 on at least one of them. You got to put a check mark every day, at least on one of these things. Maybe sometimes, some days you're going to pull more than a check mark. Maybe 2 or 3 items are going to get checked that you're able to do. Congratulations. But if you go a whole day without doing any of this stuff, your business is going backward. It's like if you have a Walmart and you decide to close on the weekend. You only operate Monday to Friday, and you're going to close on the weekend. Your business is going to go backward, right? And so crisis. If you look at the word crisis when written in Chinese, it represents danger, and the other represents opportunity. So there are those 2 characters that composes the word crisis represents danger or opportunity. What are you looking at right now? Are you looking at the danger, or are you looking at the opportunity? Because look, guys, the most expensive risk you can take is a missed opportunity. And so, Primerica is an incredible company. You must become really, really good in talking to people about Primerica. And so we're really good about talking to people about sports, about our kids, about whatever other crap we like to talk about. But let's be honest, we got to work on ourselves how to talk to people about Primerica without even having to mention the name Primerica if you want to, but how to become attractive in talking to people about Primerica. And the way you do that is by listening to leaders, successful leaders, how do they talk to people about Primerica? How is their way of their version of explaining Primerica to other people or transferring Primerica to that new person or a prospect or whenever they're having just a regular conversation at a gathering, without you having to go into all the details and throwing up on somebody all about Primerica and this and that and this big public traded, all that crap. Look, guys, we got to become attractive and we got to learn how to master on how to talk to people about Primerica. And so if somebody tells you no, okay, here goes. Somebody tells you no, let me think about it. Sounds interesting. I got to get my ducks in order. I got to sleep on it, blah, 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 right? They give you all the excuses. Right? I got to talk to my pillow. Look, I never had anybody that came back, talked to their pillow, came back and say, hey, I love Primerica. My pillow told me it's an incredible opportunity. I'm ready to change it. Right? I'm ready to go for it. You know, look, if they tell you no, they would have told no to Ray Kroc whenever he was selling the franchises in McDonald's for like $500, right? I mean, they would have told no to Sam Walton. You know, when he was going from a dollar store to Walmart, right? I mean, he would have told no to Paul Allen and Bill Gates whenever they said that one day there's going to be a computer in every home, right? And not only that, I mean, I think they're underestimating one day. They should have said one day there's going to be a computer in every hand. No matter where they go, they can be carrying that computer in their hand. And that's what we have right now, folks. So if they said no to you, they would have said no to anybody else as well. So don't take it personal. Next, some will, some won't, so what? Someone is waiting. Those are the 4 W's you never should forget. Some will, some won't, so what? Someone is waiting for you to go change their lives. And so what's the catch? Well, Igor, what's the catch in Primerica? You know, because Primerica sounds too good, and it's awesome and everything else. You know, my leaders tell me that, you know, I'm going to become a millionaire, I'm going to become successful. But really, what's the catch? You see, the catch in Primerica is this that I'm about to show you. And if you really internalize this and you spend and invest your time in the right way, you're going to change your business. This is what allowed us to change our business. And so, you know, number one, look, we can teach you everything. Brad Gerard and the leadership team here of this hierarchy and the support team of Primerica, look, we can teach you everything you need to know to become successful. But we can't teach you 3 things. There's 3 things. I don't think there's nobody out there that's talented enough to really teach people how to do this type of stuff and be 24/7 with them. And so number 1, we can't teach you motivation. Number 2, we can't teach you coachability. And number 3, we cannot teach you credibility. And so when I'm looking at a new business partner, I'm looking to see, wait a minute, I'm an investor, because let's be honest, we all investors. You know, you either invest in money or invest in time, but you are an investor. And so if you are an investor, you got to invest your time, right? Just like if you would invest your money, you got to invest your time, which is, I think, is a lot more valuable than the money. You got to invest your time in an investment that can give you a much better rate of return. Now, I'm not looking at people with dollar signs, but I'm thinking if I'm going to put my time and effort to it, and I'm going to take time away from my kids, I'm going to take time away from my family, I'm going to take time away from my life, I better use my time very effectively. And I got to invest my time with people that are motivated, that are coachable, that are credible. Because I'm not good enough to teach you motivation. I'm not going to motivate your ass 24/7 and be with you every single day and say, come on, you can do it. Come on, get some appointments done right up today. Come on, study for your license. Come on, you know, it's okay. I'm not going to be able to do with you every hour. We're past kindergarten, folks. This is an American business. If it was easy to become successful, everybody needs to become successful. But it takes motivation. It takes desire. It takes discipline. And if you have that, you're going to become a superstar. And so you got to be working with people that are motivated. You got to be working with people that are coachable, because, hey, we can't teach people that aren't coachable. You know, people that aren't coachable, I'm sorry, you know, it's kind of like you're going from point A to point B, and instead of you driving a straight line, you go into like zigzag, 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 and eventually you get to point B 20 years later. Forget that. Follow the system and sell out to the leadership, the system that your hierarchy have. Sell out to that. Sell out to your leaders. Sell out to your RVPs. Be a player. And then have credibility. You got to work with people that have credibility. I'm sorry, I can't teach credibility. Credibility is something that you carry with you. It's something that you've had it for years and years based on the person, the character, the things you've done to other people, based either negative impact in their life or positive impact their life. You know, how they're going to see you and your ability to influence others in your relationships you may have. That's credibility. I can't teach you that. And so, folks, if you find people, that's the catch in Primerica. You know, well, Igor, how did you get all this stuff? I didn't invent this. I copied from Hector Lamarck. Hector Lamarck says, hey, Igor, congratulations. You win over $500,000 a year. Let me teach you something. You know, we want to get to $1 million? Yes. Well, then you got to focus on people that are motivated, coachable, incredible, because you can't teach those three things. And we spent about a half hour. We hanged up, and I was like, sold, right? I was like, you know what? I've been, you know, maybe I've been spending some time with some other people that really didn't deserve my time, you know, because, you know, with their actions and it doesn't match what they're telling me. And so let me listen to somebody whose net worth is over $100 million, right? Maybe they have something better to say to me, and maybe I can learn from them instead of, you know, doing my own way. And so anyways, 3 phases. I'm going to wrap it up with a few, and I'm going to share my story. But 3 phases of your Primerica business, folks. You know, number one, you're going to get criticized. Let's be honest. You know, people are going to see you for who you are, not for what you can become. And that's the honest truth. Your friends, your family, you know, they're going to see you for who you are. Maybe you worked at Wendy's like I did. Maybe you were a janitor like I was. Maybe you're an immigrant that didn't graduate college like I didn't. You know, that does not make me an uneducated person. I'm a very educated human being. I've read books and have self-improved for the last 15 years of my life every single day. So I'm a very educated human being. Just because I didn't graduate college, that doesn't mean make educated. And so, you know, thank you, technology. There's different ways you can educate yourself right now and then and become wealthy in this country, because the more you educate yourself, I'm not talking about just going to school and get your degree, all right? I'm talking about self-improving, self-developing. Because, look, a degree will give you a life, a business mindset will give you a fortune. And so, you know, first you're going to get criticized. You know, this business doesn't work. All that kind of crap sounds like a pyramid. You know, they brainwashing you. All that crap. Hey, look, we've been through all that stuff, right? And maybe you're going through it. Maybe some people canceling on you, you know, not really giving the time, and they're rescheduling. And they say, no, thank you, not interested. You know, let me get back to you later. All that kind of bull crap that we had to go through. You know, sometimes in business, in order to become successful, you know, you got to take that pile of crap and swallow it. And you need to say, you know what? Next. I'm not going to let that stop me. And you're going to take some crap, okay, from people, from clients, from maybe some recruits, some of your teammates. You got to be willing to swallow the crap in order to get to where you want to get. Maybe some people are going to spit in your face, you know, as an analogy, right? They're going to spit in your face. They're going to betray you. They're not going to be loyal to you. You're going to pour everything to them, and they're going to quit on you. And they're going to spit on your face. And you're just going to look up to the sky and say, it must be raining. Let's wipe off this rain, and let's keep moving forward. Maybe that's you. If you do it, you're going to become successful. And then you pass on the criticism and all this stuff. Let's get to phase number 2. Man, you got to get better. You got to master, you know, your presentation. You got to be solid. You got to be polished. You got to be on point. You got to be very interactive. You got to be short and sweet, not dragging for like 45 minutes to an hour and all that crap. I mean, especially nowadays, who can be on their phone looking at a presentation for like 1 hour or 45 minutes, you know, without losing your attention? You got to be on it. Number 2, you got to self-improve, you know, becoming more knowledgeable, more attractive. Because, hey, we are not in the begging business. We're on an attracting business. You know, we become better. We self-improve. We become more attractive. And I'm not saying just your physical appearance, which even though you should work on your physical appearance as well, but I'm talking about working over here, becoming attractive in here, because that's what's going to attract other people to you. Is your mindset, is your thinking, is your vision, is the way you see and portray things. And so that's what's attractive. You know, getting better, talking to people about Primerica, getting better in recruiting, promoting district leaders. Look, guys, I don't care what people say. Look, Primerica puts a ton of money on a district leader. What does that mean? Well, that means that the district leader position is the most important position in all Primerica, bar none, period, done. Why? Because, well, if you want to continue to grow your business, you got to get some district leaders. If you want to get your next promotion, you got to promote more districts. If you want to become RVP, you got to have more districts. If you want to promote RVPs, well, then you got to teach your RVPs how to promote more district leaders in their team so then they can promote some more RVPs within their base shop. And so we're just learning. I mean, I just barely starting to figure this Primerica out. And I've been doing this for 15 years. There's always room for improvement. You never stop getting better. It's like an apple. The moment you stop growing, you start dying. Just like Primerica, the moment you stop growing, you start shrinking. You start dying. And then what happens? You start stinking. And so you always keep on growing, always stay attractive. There's a saying that you should self-improve. You should get so much good and better in this business so that you're way ahead of everybody else in your team on the mindset. But then you are very close to them so you're way ahead on the leadership and the thinking so they can still stay plugged into you and you can lead them. But then you stay close to them so then you can relate to them. And so Hector Mark told me that one too. I didn't invent that one. So I just like to copy cool stuff that people say and, and make money and capitalize on that. So, constant building, guys. I remember when we promoted our first RVP, left a replacement, 3 future jerseys. All those Asians right there, you're looking at it. Look, we had 3 of them, securities license, life, everything, future jerseys, ready to pop RVPs. And they all quit the next month. After promoting an RVP, after being jersey, being on a company trip, they bought into a scam that all they had to do is post something on the internet, and then the company is going to pop a sharing something, market the company. I mean, we lost them, right? But guess what? It helped us become mentally tough. That was the weight that we were needing to become more mentally tougher in this business and really get to a next level. And so when people quit on you, hey, if your best guy quit, it wasn't your best guy, let's be honest. And so, but the third phase, you win, right? You become successful. Now you overcome negative people, family, friends, criticisms, your doubts. This is the team, the hierarchy that we had at the convention last year. People quit on us. People, so many things that happen. You pour into them, you give them everything, and then boom, they stab you in the back. Hey, part of business. If you want to get to your dream life, you're going to have to learn how to deal with all these kinds of people. And then every time you do it, then you get better. And so I'm going to wrap it up with this. In the beginning, let's be honest, you're excited, you're fired up. And then at the end, you're getting to RVP, you're signing your contract, you're like, woof, I see the end of the light here. I see the end of the light at the end of the tunnel. And so in the beginning, you're excited. At the end, you see hope and opportunity, and you see light at the end of the first tunnel, which, by the way, there's different tunnels in Primerica in your business career. But in the middle, folks, in the middle is the battle. That's where the fight happens. That 2 to 3 to 5 years. That's where the fight happens. That's when the battle happens. And that's where you cannot get distracted. There's no time to get distracted. There's no time to put it on hold, to put it on park, to put it on neutral, or to say to the guy that you're fighting against, you know what, let me take a bathroom break. Let me go get something to eat. Let me get a lunch. Let me go do this. Let me go do that. Let me get a little distracted here. You see, folks, in the middle is fighting for the future of your life. Is battle time, is staying focused, laser focused without letting it up. Because remember, if you want to take your airplane off ground, you have to get the speed. And if you take the paddle off if you take the foot off the pedal, you're going to slow up, right? And so just like the water, turn up the heat, baby, turn up the heat, And so the middle is fight time, guys. And, my story is very simple. My wife and I, we came here in Primerica. We didn't know much about business. I was only 4 years in this country. I didn't speak English. I didn't speak Spanish, none of that stuff. I learned the languages. And so thank goodness some people were willing to help me out in the process. And while most of people made fun of me and my accent, of the things that maybe I said that was wrong, right? And I was, we got criticized, and we had a lot of stuff, right? So, but I was a young 19-year-old kid, right? and I had my pants down my waist, just a punk kid, didn't know anything about business, but I wanted to win, right? And so don't ever let your past determine your future. Maybe you don't like where you're at right now, and it doesn't really matter if you like it or not, because that's not permanent. That's temporary to those that are willing to work hard in the right vehicle like Primerica. And so, it's the situation that you're in right now. If you don't like it, it's temporary. I'm content with where we're at right now, but I'm not satisfied. You see, the Bible talks about be content, never satisfied. So I'm content, but I'm not satisfied with what we have right now, because if I settle for less, then I'm going to make a negative impact in other people's lives. But if I keep going, just like Brad Gerard and the leadership of this group, they keep going, then we're going to change so many people's lives. And then let's what? Hey, whenever you die, then you can rest. They put you 7 feet on the ground, then you rest. You go and, go sing with the angels and everything else. But in the meantime, what are you going to do? How many families are you going to impact? Are you gonna burn the boat? Are you gonna burn the candle from both ends? Are you gonna burn the bridges? Are you gonna go for it? Are you gonna when you die, are people gonna say, man, this person laid all on the ground, all on the field, helped so many families, made a significant impact in generations. Not only that person, because you don't change just a person, you change a generation. And so, if you don't believe in God, this is a miracle, right? We went from being a young punk kid, no business experience, or no nothing. Now we own a business. Now we look a little professional, right? I bought that suit at a secondhand store for 15 bucks. I was just kidding. I did that, though, when I first got started in Primerica. Nobody knew about it, but that's another story. And so, first tax return, our first year, we got married. Man, we made $28,000 combined income. There was our first year combined income, my wife and I, $28,000. We were broke. That was back in 2006. And so, but hey, thanks to Primerica, I got better and I didn't quit. When people quit, I didn't quit with them, right? Because that's the mindset. You're gonna tell your mind. You say, hey, John and Mary are gonna do this business with us, but if they quit, we're not gonna quit with them. Right? So I'm going to do this business with you, John and Mary. That's my mindset, thinking and talking to myself. I'm going to do this business with you, John and Mary. But if you quit, I ain't quitting with you. And so that's our Williams mindset, right? And so thanks for that. Well, we started making $100,000 a year, moved to Texas. Our first year from scratch, we took our income from $100,000 to $200,000 in 2015. Our first year tax return in Texas. Second year, we made $300,000. Third year made 400. Fourth year made almost 500,000. And last year, 2019, we made $626,000 in income. Just incredible opportunity, life changing. I remember. Look, I was a 19-year-old kid, folks. I was a 19-year-old kid flipping hamburgers at Wendy's, and my mom used to clean buildings. I used to go help her out, and so she can come home earlier. And that was us, starting our life in the United States, trying to find an American dream. And my wife used to work at a Comcast, at a cable company, right, internet company, and just answering phone calls and working at a call center. And I remember having a nice ride, right? I used to drive a piece of crap 1983 Subaru, but it did well with the snow, but it didn't do well in the summer because it didn't have an AC. And so, but it got me to point A and point B, and I was very grateful for it. And my wife had the best car in the family. She had the Mitsubishi Galant, and so, definitely it was the best car. And so every time we went out, we went out with her car because we had less chances of breaking down and more chances of achieving our final destination. And so, but guys, look, Primerica changed our lives. We went from being a Wendy's manager, my wife working at customer service, driving, average piece of crap cars, and so there's nothing wrong about having nice cars, right? And so some people say we're showing off, others say we're inspiring, or I guess it all depends what you're looking for. Are you looking for other people that are showing off, or are you looking to get inspired and to light up a fuse up in you, in your gut, and says, you know what? They did it. I can do it. That's inspiring. I can do it too. And if they're going to teach me how to do it, then, you know, heck, I got the work ethics. I'm not a lazy butt. I'm not a thief. I don't want something for nothing. I want to work hard, and I want to reap the rewards of my hard work. And Primerica can help you do that. And so, what a dream, man. What a dream. My wife drives a Porsche Cayenne, her dream car, right? The 2019 Porsche Cayenne, when we bought it. I bought mine last year. You know, at the end of last year, Santa Claus came by, the new 2020 911 Turbo. I mean, just, you know, just life change. I remember being a dream, right? We were living in a little apartment. That later we got evicted to that apartment, to now living in a place like this. You know, and spending the time and jumping in the pool, basketball court, playing volleyball, barbecues. I mean, this is not a bad place to spend recording time, right? To spend time at home. And so, you know, but I remember just being a 10-year-old, you know, taking a picture behind of a Porsche and say, one day I might own one of these. And I forgot about this picture. And when I sent the picture to my dad, and he sent me this picture, and he says, hey, remember when you went to a car exposition and you took a picture behind of a Porsche when you were 10 years old? And I told you maybe one day you're going to own one of these cars. You know, it happened, right? And it came true. And so, you know, it's not about the cars, guys. Look, it's about your dreams. It's about your dreams coming true. And I told my wife, I said, honey, my boss, when I quit my job, my boss said, hey, you're going to be back here asking for a job in 6 months because this Primerica thing ain't going to work. And let me be honest with you guys. That was the best thing that he could have told me, because it fired me up. You see, you know, somebody, a victim would be like, oh, why would you say that about me? Why would you not believe in me? Why would you not support me? A non-victim, like a winner, a victor, would say, man, that's the best thing you ever told me, buddy, because I'm going to prove your ass wrong. And so that's what we did. And I remind my wife, I said, honey, whenever I get my Porsche, remind myself I'm going to get a customized license plate that says no boss. So we had to go Latino style because we're in Texas. There's a lot of Hispanics out here. And then the no boss is already taken. Somebody already had that. Somebody had already achieved their dream faster than I did, or before I did. And so I went with no jefe, means no boss in Spanish. And, you know, bought a nice truck for my father-in-law. We went to the GMC dealership. And my father-in-law drove a piece of crap car, right? And he lives with us. We live in a nice neighborhood. And it just doesn't look good, a nice piece of crap car in front of your house. All your neighbors really don't like you if you do that, you know. People, you know, it's not like I care about it, but like, you know what, let's improve the neighborhood, right? And so I took my father-in-law. You know, he's retired. He lives with us. He has American Express of our business, so he can spend whatever he wants. He doesn't have to worry about gas, car payments, you know, the insurance on it. You know, just spends whatever he wants. And so we took it to a GMC dealership and say, hey, Dad, you know, just pick whatever you want. You know, let's get rid of that piece of crap car. Just pick whatever you want. I know you like trucks. Just get a nice truck. And then he went with the black on black edition. You know, lift up, nice tires, nice rims, you know, and so, you know, that looks a lot better in the driveway or in front of the house versus that other car that he had. So, you know, dream life, dream vacations, first class trips. I mean, right in the middle, I remember when we took our kids to first class trip, you know, just laying down, watching TV, serving meals. I mean, just incredible life. I never would have thought this would have happened to me. But look, the opportunity can knock at your door. Either you miss or you take it. And, you know, and so I hope you take this opportunity, and I hope you run with it. And so, because look at this, success and failures, some people think they go opposite ways. But in reality, they go hand in hand. Success and failures are like cousins and brothers. I mean, they're like best friends. And so they go hand in hand. The sooner you fail, the sooner you succeed. If you quit, that's when you go the other way, right? That's when we can't really teach you if you quit, right? If you stop showing up and you don't really plug in anymore, and you decided to give up on your goals and dreams and go do something else, or settle for what you got, well, then there's nothing we can do for you. But as long as you keep showing up, as long as you keep fighting, as long as you show up and you stay plugged in, we believe in you. We know that you can do it too, and we're going to help you in the process. We're never going to leave you alone. We're going to hold you by the hand. We're going to take care of you. We're going to help you think the right way so eventually you can become successful. And so There are three kinds of people. This is my last slide. You got the thieves, you've got the gambler, and you got the player. You see, the thieves in Primerica, they want something for nothing. They want to show up to a webinar, and just by showing up, they think that they're going to become successful. The money is going to start coming in. Well, that's the beginning, right? Showing up to training and staying plugged in, that's the beginning. But thieves, they want something for nothing. They don't want to do the work. They just want to go steal somebody else's work and get the glory, right? There's a lot of thieves out there, and that's why thieves, they don't really become successful in business, right? Because you can't be a thief. You got to put work into it. And so now then the second people, they got gamblers. Well, gamblers are a very scary place in Primerica. And I'll be honest with all of you guys, I was a gambler in Primerica. Up until 2015 when we moved to Texas, I was gambling with this incredible, phenomenal business. And so what is a gambler? Well, gambler is very simple. They put a little bit in and they expect a lot of it out. That's the simple definition of a gambler. Now you translate that to Primerica business. You know, a lot of people, they want to put a little bit in and they want to get a lot of it out. They want to make 1 or 2 calls for the week and they want to make $10,000 a month, or they want to recruit 10, 20 people. Not going to happen. So, and then the third way, the third person here is being a player. You know, a player, guys, you know, they're sold out, right? They're waking up early. They're staying late. They're taking massive action. They're taking massive objections, massive failures. They're willing to show up and fight again and get up one more time. They're staying plugged into their leaders. They're calling their leaders every day and texting and staying in contact with them. You know, they're just sold out. Whatever the coach calls a play, they're just embrace it. And they promote it. They are the biggest promoters of the RVPs, because the RVPs are the coaches, right? And then like Brad Gerard here is like the head coach, right? And so when the head coaches and the assistant coaches call the play, the players, they don't question. They just embrace it. They get excited about it, and they get sold on that, and they promote the heck out of that. And so, you know, they become successful because they're going to reap the rewards of being a player. And so there's only one word that separates you from being a thief, a gambler, or a player, and it's one thing only, and it's called choices. Are the choices that you make on a day-to-day basis that's going to determine you if you're being a thief, if you're being a gambler, if you're being a player. Just your choices. The things that are easy to do are also hard to do, right? The simple things that are easy to do are also hard, are also simple not to do. And so, you know, look, guys, don't compare yourself. You know, look, you know, if so when I was growing in Primerica, I was like, man, if I could just speak like a Jeff Hillstead, or maybe like a Bill Whittle, or if I could just speak like a Jimmy Meyer, if I could just talk like maybe like Keith Otto, you know, how he talks about his business, maybe I can become successful. If I could just, you know, be more like this person, or walk like this person, or be like this other person. Or if I drive a Ferrari like Brad Gerard, you know, like maybe I can become more successful. And look, guys, don't ever compare yourself to nobody out there. And so, because let me tell you what winners have in common in Primerica. What winners have in common in Primerica is that we all have a 5-digit solution number. You have a 5-digit solution number. We all have America. Well, you have America, right? Canada, we're America, right? And so, you know, the winners, we have Primerica. Well, you have Primerica. And the winners, you know, we have a dream. Well, you have a dream. And so don't ever compare yourself. You have what it takes. You have 5-digit solution number. Congratulations. You pass a background check. You have America, the greatest continent in the world, right? North America. And so, you know, you have Primerica. You know, the greatest country in American business, or the greatest company in American business, and you have your dream. The question is, are you going to fight for your dream, or are you going to settle for what you got right now? And hopefully, I was able to inspire you guys to do something special with your life, because life is short, man. And, you know, we appreciate your allowing us to speak to your hierarchy. And hopefully, you know, I was able to inspire some of you guys. And, man, let's go do something special. Thank you, Brad Gerard. Back to you, buddy.
Dude. probably the most complete, comprehensive, best training I've ever seen in this company. I've been here 32 years, man. You killed it. So I put that ring on there because, we haven't got our ring yet. We were supposed to actually do our TV show last weekend or last Monday to get our rings and all that stuff. And so I don't know when that's going to happen, but I'm betting that you and Georgie are going to have this ring by next year. And unbelievable talk. I can't say enough. I mean, I have so many guys texting me right now saying greatest talk we've ever heard in this company. And and I've been around a long time, and what you did is just kind of got us back to, okay, I gotta tweak a couple things in my thinking that I knew, but you get away from. And so I just want to thank you so much for your time. I know you put a lot into it. You gave up time with your beautiful family there, and your nice swimming pool, and your quarantine beautiful house. And so anyway, thanks, buddy. I look forward. I'll see you. I don't even remember when I'm talking for you, but it's coming up, and so I look forward to it. Thank you so much. Appreciate it, man.
Hey,
We'll talk to you soon.
It's an honor. And you know what? Follow me on Instagram. We put a lot of stuff in there too. Igor Roque, I'm here to help you. I'm your friend, and let's go win together. Thank you, Brad.
Thanks, Igor. Hey, guys, what an amazing training. That's all we got. Can't say anymore. Thanks, buddy.